Go to. But we ain't gonna hold it, man. We're gonna get right into it, man. Welcome to another edition of TheSourHourPodcast, man, brought to you by Killer Sounds, our G Mixtape series. As promised, we here another week, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody who's been supporting, showing love, hitting me with the messages, letting me know what I need to enhance, what I can improve in, get better at, stuff like that. We're going to start the show off. We're going to get right into it. You know, we got a great show coming. We got two guests pulling up. We got DJ rootsqueen out of Atlanta. She's pulling up later on in the show. We got my brother d.chambers coming to chop it up with us as well. So y'all know the ritual. Get your fonto, your grabber, your backwoods, your instrument of choice, board the plane, roll up, sit back and get high with me. Today's strand, I got two strands that I'm speak about today. First strand goes by the name of Slim Jim. It was originally cultivated out of Thailand. It's a dominant hybrid, 22% THC level. It's a 70% indica and 30% sativa. It's good for headaches. Nice to take long walks, you know, something to kind of elevate your body a little bit. The bad effects of it give you cotton mouth. So you want to keep a lot of beverages around when you partake in the Slim Jim. I do have a sponsor for today's show. Goes by the name of a Gunsmoke Dispensary. Right now, they're in 3 locations in the United States, Los Angeles, California, Virginia, and Vermont. So when y'all get a chance, go look them up, Gunsmoke Dispensaries. So this first strand, that Slim Jim, 22% THC level. Remember, they say, you know, have a lot of liquids around. Inhaling this one. And then I got some Black Mamba we'll talk about a little later in the show. But you already know the ritual, man. Roll up, get your instruments of choice, your fonto, your grabber, your backwood, your Dutchess, your Philly, your Easy Water, Bob Marley, whatever y'all choose. Roll up, board the plane, sit back, and get high with me. We'll take a couple more minutes until we get some people tuned into the show. Came across some news today. Just looking at brother Alec Baldwin. Looks like he's been indicted again for involuntary manslaughter for that freak accident that took place on the movie set. I believe about 2 years ago now. So they just brought him back in court again for that. Want to say my condolences go out to the family of the little girl out there in Brooklyn who lost her life due to the radiator. The radiator exploded. She got scalded. The hot water from that radiator. If y'all know about them old metal radiators, it holds a lot of water and there's a lot of pressure in those radiators. So, you know what I mean? Unfortunate, sad situation. You know, condolences go out to the family out there in Brooklyn. I got some Bronx news. 5 migrants charged in the stabbing at the shelter out there in Randall's Island. You know, lately, they've been bringing the migrants have been making it over the border into Texas. They've been just kind of dispersing them in a few states throughout the United States. One of the states happened to be New York. And they had a situation over at one of the shelters that's housing them. And someone was stabbed. Got some Staten Island news. I wasn't aware of this. Just realized it's been about 5 violent home invasions within the last 2 to 3 weeks out on Staten Island, with one incident. A 10-year-old girl was pistol whipped on one occasion there. So, hope everything's okay with the little girl in that situation. But just from safety, people, lock your doors, make sure you're checking your windows and stuff like that. We'll give you a couple more minutes, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in, all the love, the support. Everybody who's been following the whole movement. We here. This is what it's about. TheSourHourPodcast. I'm gonna keep going. Keep giving y'all positive content. Y'all let me know what I can enhance on. A couple people already reached out to me. Let me know what I can improve. So again, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. First guest should be on shortly. Yeah. Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome to another edition of the TheSourHourPodcast, brought to you by Killer Sounds, IG mixtape series. We got a good one. Got a few guests pulling up. First guest, lovely lady, go by the name of DJ Rootsqueen out of Atlanta. Very genuine lady. Met her a few years back. Chopped it up. Kept in touch with her. Paid attention to what she's been doing. She's heavily involved in this music industry. Her accolades speaks for herself. She don't work with numerous artists, responsible for numerous artists, and that's what a lot of people don't get to know. It be a lot of people, responsible for these artists that become mainstream and gets broken into the industry. So be the people behind the scenes that don't never get mentioned. So today we get the chance to talk to DJ Rootsqueen. You know what I mean? Give y'all a little insight on who she is, what she represents, and some things she got coming up in the future. So let me sit tight. Y'all still rolling up. I rolled up a little earlier just to get a little ahead of things. And join the show. Facebook is acting up with the stream. So if y'all want to go over to Instagram, or hey, how you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. How's the sound on my end?
I can hear you well too.
Okay. Yeah, so I was just talking to the people. So I'm streaming on 3 different platforms, but for some reason Facebook is acting a little crazy. So I'm telling the other people they could also tune into the live on Instagram, the TheSourHourPodcast, or they can go to YouTube and tune in to the TheSourHourPodcast as well. But I appreciate you accepting the request to join in. I'm gonna just get right into it. I'm not gonna hold you up.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of TheSourHourPodcast, brought to you by Killer Sounds IG mixtape series. As promised, I have Atlanta's own super producer, Zaytoven's DJ, Miss DJ Rootsqueen.
What's going on? How you doing?
How you doing? Your accolades. I don't even think the people really understand. You know what I mean? Your magnitude of what you mean to this music industry. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on. You know what I mean? You worked alongside of a lot of successful artists. I just came across the whole Young Jeezy early on phase. That whole production he had going on there. So
you know like Shawty Red?
Yes. So I'm not even gonna hold you up. Tell the people where you from, Rootsqueen.
Okay, well, I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. I've lived in Atlanta since I was in college, so a pretty long while now. And, I'm a girl that's from the South. I have a lot of East Coast influences. So I could really just be like from the East Coast. My father is from Philadelphia. And, in Tampa, where I'm from, we have a Yankee Stadium. So we had like a big boom bap scene, like a lot of artists did real well in Tampa, like artists like Tribe Called Quest and different acts at like, the Orpheum. We used to DJ at the Orpheum there. When I was a kid, I've actually been DJing since I was a kid. So I used to DJ at raves when I was like a teenager.
Oh, yeah?
Drum and bass, yeah, in Tampa. So I'm like, I've kind of been like really good at being a social butterfly and like in the scene since I was like, a teen. So pretty much I've been in the streets since then.
Okay. So I see you mentioned you from Tampa. How was it growing up?
Man, it was like, honestly, I'm like one of those kids that, oh man, it was awesome. I love where I grew up because Tampa is the type of city that will teach you things so you don't go to a big city and like get caught up, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Lose your life over something dumb. Like in Tampa, it's a lot going on. So I don't, back in the day, there was no cell phones and things like that. We had pagers. So it was like, and when I was a kid in the 80s, man, I don't really know if our parents understood how far we were. We were really far from the house. I mean,
they have no idea.
I used to get chased by Rottweilers. I've been like at a ton of parties, even as a teenager, out before BMF, where we like, survived shootouts and all kinds of stuff. It was just like the 90s people like act nostalgic, like it was like better. No, it's exactly the same. We just like see everything that's going on in like this nostalgia loop. And now everybody's got a camera, so we see all the crazy stuff. I'm sure it's been happening the whole
time. Mm-hmm. So, just quick side note. I met you a few years back at the car show out in New York City.
I remember.
Yeah, you with, I believe. Right? Yes.
I love that video. The kids was all dancing to Planet Rock.
Yeah.
That was right when I signed with Beethoven, actually. So.
Okay. Yeah, well, you was with the brother Roth, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Digital Dope. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So from that moment, I tapped into what you had going on. I followed you. You know what I mean? I paid attention. That whole digital dope movement was dope. You got the coalition DJ situation that's lined up. So me being a fellow DJ, it was like so easy for me to gravitate to what you had going on, and then I learned so much knowledge paying attention. You know what I mean? How to run different courses with people, introductory songs. You got a crazy mix radio show that you host. You know what I mean? Yep. Award-winning radio show. So like I just really want to let you know that I'm a fan. I tuned in, and so I want to salute you to everything you had going on.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So getting into music, was DJ the first niche? Did you play an instrument before then, or how did this come about?
So I did not play an instrument, but I used to fool around with all the equipment in our stereo system. Like I would like literally hook we had one of them old school phones where you pick it up, like you clamp it down and it makes the bell noise. I literally like took the telephone wire to the receiver of that and hooked it to my computer so I could like hear my friends on speakerphone. And not the computer, the speakers, like the old school speakers, it was like wires.
Creative.
Yeah, I used to like record my friend. She had this like boom box that would like you could slow music down, so I would like slow down tapes and like record them. It had like a pitch adjuster on it.
Okay.
I used to record things from the radio. When my tapes broke, I used to put the tape on top of the tape so you could like record over. The one, even the ones that you bought at like the different record shops like Turtle Music or whatever, the cassette tapes, they had that piece like taken out so you could tape over the top And
Oh, we
you
used to
could
put tissue in it.
or put some tissue in it. Yeah. When my tape used to break, I used to take the whole tape apart and I used to like splice it back together with like just like I think I just used tape around it. Like literally.
You used to use nail polish. You used to use nail polish. Some clear nail polish.
Yeah. So things like that. You know what I'm saying? We were always into dancing. Music was always, I don't know, music was just like always the hot shit. It's like just like that age. We were like the first generation that turned like had a coming of age, and like hip hop was what we had to go to. Like our parents didn't have that. They had completely different music. There was no hip hop then. You know what I'm saying? So for us, I think that it's good because now it's like really important not to hate on the youngsters, because right now what they're experiencing is very, very similar to what we experienced with like, learning about different rappers, and it's just different placeholders, but that's why you got to teach them about the fundamentals of everything. Same thing with DJing, it's just like with all these button pushers and everything. Grandmaster Flash just did an interview on the Breakfast Club where he was showing how he did it. Nobody's saying that you have to go be like a perfect beat juggler. Nobody's saying that you have to be able to know how to do DJ Jazzy Jeff's routine for, not bad meaning bad meaning good. You don't have to do the rock the bells, thing or anything, but at least know what that is and understand the concept of actually, especially, like you can't, the craft of everything. Like you don't want to be the person in the room that with other people that have the same passion and career as you, and be the least educated one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You don't want to be the one when somebody plays a record that you should know, because you're a DJ. You should know that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know records from before. You know what I'm saying? You won't look it won't be like nobody will razz you about being Gen Z or whatever you are. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like just certain things. It's like a part of the culture, and it's just like we gotta understand that we gotta definitely let technology work for us on these like computer screens and everything like that. But like once AI like takes over and you have all these like AI influencers taking all the money, and you've got these people that are going to be trying to program us with that shit, I really feel like everybody's going to go back outside because it's going to be so inauthentic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what you're starting to see. Like one thing, speaking on that whole AI situation, is like things get knocked out of context so quick, and it's like AI. It's artificial, you know what I mean? And you'll get the mass to run with that. And it's like, how do you?
It's dangerous as fuck.
So,
but it's useful. It's useful. I don't have to sit in front of Photoshop and meticulously like cut out a background out of a press shot. You just click one button and now it does it in Canva. You don't even got to open Photoshop to do it now. You know what I mean?
That's what I said. People, you got to know the advantages of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The people that's so, I don't want to sound like I'm putting anyone down, but so simple-minded with the social media. So if you put something on it, it's automatically believable. Nobody went to do research on it. Nobody heard a backstory about it. Oh, it's here. Oh, that means it's it.
And you don't value education enough to even like be able to have the discernment to understand when you're being tricked and being fooled, or when you're being overly paranoid. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to like have discernment for that. But also the other thing about AI is, I don't know if you've seen Leave the World Behind on Netflix. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to like spoil it for you, but basically I had posted something on my page about Ford making vehicles that if you don't make the payments, the car will return itself to the dealership.
Wow.
And it can like disable different like features on your car, like maybe make it like so the AC don't work, and you know what I'm saying, you can't roll the windows down or something crazy like that. Well, actually that could kill somebody, but you never know what could happen with that. So that's why well, no, in the movie I can't give you the spoilers. I have to tell you offline because I'm not a movie spoiler. But I'm just saying it was an example of that kind of thing. So also with the vehicles, everybody want to have that new and everything like that. Man, make sure that you get a truck of some kind that is like electric, anything. You know what I'm saying? Like no keyless entry, just a regular shit that's actually really mechanical that you can fucking fix yourself and you don't need a computer to fix. Because if there was something to go wrong and we did all have to go back outside again, like then I bet you'll listen to what we got to say when you need to, figure out how to siphon some damn gas.
It's crazy you say that because
driving fiction.
Listen, I just went through something. My simple self went through a situation with my car. It's push start, and me not being so educated, listening to everybody else, they like, yo, it's your starter. It's your starter. Okay, because you push start's not starting. Okay, it's your starter. Me not doing no research, went, hey, it's the starter. Paid for the starter. It was not the starter. It was the alternator. So, you know what I mean? It's like,
See, it's either one or the other. But see now, like my stepdad, he was a mechanic. My man is a mechanic. Like for big green flag for me is a man has to have a Fred Sanford truck. That's like the main green flag for me because it's like that's just some real shit. Like what are you gonna do if you don't have a truck? Like what if you got some shit to move? Then you got to get on Facebook and be like, does anybody have a truck I can borrow? Like
yeah,
you know what I mean?
So get right back into it. So I see that you worked alongside DJ Clue, or was it something he had going on with the radio?
It was something that he had going on that they reached out to me for. Yeah. Okay. It was when he was part of Desert Storm Radio. I didn't directly interact with Clue, but I did a little bit with DJ Funky and stuff. DJ Funky was had talked to him, and I didn't really necessarily have to talk to Clue because I talked to I'm trying to think of the DJ's name. He's a big DJ too. That ran the station for him. So and I was on there with DJ White Isle too. So rest in peace, DJ White Isle. So yeah, that situation was cool till it wasn't, and then that was when I went and met Ro, and then he had a radio station, and I was able to build with him and do a lot of stuff, especially a lot of dope stuff. Gosh, we did so much before 2019. Stuff it just has not been the same since 2020.
COVID, everything.
Yeah, the vibe outside was really.
The momentum that was coming. Oh man.
Yeah.
That whole
crazy.
That whole 2020 situation, 2020. Music was really making the turn. Now you being from down in the South, you know what I mean? That kept the sound evolving. Me being from up north, really y'all got it. You know what I mean? And one thing that I can honestly say that y'all show so much unity amongst each other.
Really? Okay.
At least on camera.
Yeah, we do. No, we do. I'm just saying, whether us DJs do, but as a whole, our DJ community in Atlanta is crazy right now. It's it's super, super oversaturated. It's probably 40,000 or more DJs here right now.
Because Atlanta's a big market to break.
Yeah, I remember when it was 10,000 DJs in the city. So that's the other thing too, is when you jump on a wave early and you see that something is the shit that you need to be jumping on, and I always be having haters that be like, nobody knows who your artists are. And this one chick said that a long time ago, and she was talking about Young Dolph, Banker Fresh, and Migos was the three main artists that I was playing a lot and really excited about. You know what I'm saying? And interviewing, getting, going to their listening sessions, doing a lot of work with them. And that was just hilarious to me that it's of course they're not supposed to be already on. That's the whole fucking point. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else says that they like to go chase what's already hot. You know what I'm saying?
People don't know the downtime. I was there. You know what I mean? I was there when he was evolving. So, listen, your plaque speaks for itself. You know what I mean?
That's why I have it.
So that's how you shut all of the critics up and the people that just want to have conversation.
Yeah, that's all it is. They just be wanting to have a conversation. So,
I see you started something, the is it Rule Girl Radio where you do the song submission?
Oh, that's IG Live music review. Yeah, IG Live music review. Yeah, And I started that, just because, before everything happened with everything crashing and inflation and stuff like that, just like since then, I just really, really, really know how much expensive the food is and everything like that. So I wanted to have something that had a low price point for people. You know what I'm saying? So, especially with everything right now in Atlanta, obviously, most of the DJs, we're pretty much like done with clubs. We don't even want to be DJing clubs. We want to do our own events and do private events because these promoters in Atlanta got us fucked up right now trying to offer $150 to DJ from like 9 to 3. And then these young DJs are doing it. And the problem with that is like what they don't get and understand is that, when the time comes, it's going to be not too long where you're going to realize, damn, maybe the recognition ain't enough. Like when you realize that you're going fucking broke because DJing takes up a lot of time, a lot of time. Yeah, when you realize that you're going broke, I gotta get my phone charger for my computer. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. So so when that starts to happen, then you're gonna see what we were talking about, and then they'll be like, "I'm not DJing," So it's like at some point we gotta come out and be. A little bit better about that kind of stuff. So with that being said, okay, so you got the club that want to act crazy about paying, and then all the artists, they want a million favors. I just want to know, like, if you're really cool with somebody and you really down with somebody, like, why would you think that you could just ask for favor after favor after favor, like a for eternity? Like, you really think that every time you come around, I just got to play your record just because we cool and we down and we fam? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the Atlanta artists kind of feel that way. And they're not even necessarily like all the way on yet. They're like kind of popular and stuff. But the whole thing about it is it's just like at the end of the day, like somebody gotta fucking pay us. Mix show that doesn't really pay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's not a pop crack.
Then you know what I mean?
And I always say all the time, like, people don't understand how important the DJ is. I seen a post the other day where it's like the promoter says he's the most important person at the party. The person that got the venue said they're the most important. But without the DJ, you could get 500 people to the club. If you don't have no music, you don't have a party. So respect the DJ a little bit more. Take care of the DJ a little bit more. And if you have that DJ that you stuck with, appreciate him.
Yeah, like we already fuck with you. You can't just like keep friggin', asking for favor after. And that goes for the labels too. Like, they pay people to promote records to us, and then those people never do anything for us ever. I think they make us like a graphic on like National DJ Day that's like, oh, we appreciate you. This label appreciate, you know what I'm saying? And then half of them forget about you anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like
they forget about you, and then when someone else can't show, hey, you think you could
do that? Yeah, it's like real bad. You know what
I didn't even send me an invite email, and now you're asking me like if he didn't show up.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's just real crazy. So, that's where I'm standing on business all 2024. And then they have this like trick that they do too. They'd be like, oh, well, I don't know, a DJ selling services, that just seems like payola. Well, why the fuck is it? What the hell are you talking about? Like it's not payola when an influencer gets on here and be like, yeah, I'm using this brand of water. They sent this to me and the label's really like, and they all talk like Kim, you know what I'm saying? Or anything like that. Or all these like brand collaborations and different advertising and shit like that. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Payola. Like, you're talking about something that is not even from the 21st century. That entire business model is from the 20th century. It's not even relevant now.
Payola. Something they implemented just to try to make it make sense. Like,
and then the other part about that is the other thing about the two is like I do a lot of favors. Okay. Like I'm talking about, there are artists that I truly believe in that like Bree Troller. Like Bree Troller was homeless a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I will do anything. I will freaking do anything. Promote her record. She don't ever gotta take me to lunch, pay me. Maybe she would. You know what I'm saying? But that's just like, for example, like somebody's got to do that. But like you, I don't know you. You're in my inbox like, hey, I want you to check out my music. And I was like, hey, listen, I'm doing this IG Live music review. Why don't you sign up for that? And I'm bringing in some A&Rs. We're going to make it official. All you got to do is tip me $50. 2 songs. Okay? That's it. And if you can't do that, then get the fuck out my face.
Yeah,
period.
And they cry about
break the next record too. And you don't even know. I'm so not like the type of person I am. When somebody does do that, and let's say I will follow them, and let's say I like, obviously they win. I like their music and their songs. You know what I'm saying? Like I might periodically share them to my story. You know, like I've been doing all kinds of favors and shit like that. But why would I do that to somebody that doesn't think that I'm worth
that you're working,
feeding my family and having a life too? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. Like people think that you could just leave being. A lot of people can't just stop being a DJ or whatever, but I have been trying for like 4 years. I went to college, I got a degree, I applied to all these jobs. I only did freaking the marketing, but it's like crazy. It's like I tried to reach out and do other brands, but it always just ends up going to music. It's like, that's okay though, because that's where God put me. So I have to make this fucking work. I don't have like a plan B or anywhere to go. So when these artists come around and try to use some people like us, where this is like what we've done our entire lives, you know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, and I know who you are. I know it.
And listen, and the artists that do, I love you so much, and I appreciate you, and I make sure that I really, really do big shit for my artists. I make sure they get a good ass, official ass cosign, and them cosigns matter because I'm trying to tell you, I won't even check out a record if it's from somebody that I don't know. If somebody that is a record promoter, somebody like this, I need you to check this out. Like I've got that kind of clout. So when I send a record out and I say check this record out, it means something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So rolling into that.
Yeah.
Linking up with Zaytoven. How that come about?
Oh well, I came about in 2015. I went to South by Southwest, and they wanted to. I was renting equipment already to go out there. Okay, to DJ for Drummer Boy, and then they had wanted to use that same equipment on a different night. So, rest in peace to the guy Glasses that I used to rent my equipment from. Yeah, so they paid for the equipment and to get out there, and I just had to bring it with me. But it was like a coffin with like CDJs, and it was like before controllers. You know what I'm saying? Like the setup needed to be CDJs at that time. It was like 15? Yeah, it was 2015 when that happened. And I just was out there, and the accommodations that I had didn't exactly make me feel the safest or whatever. And I ended up like going out there to DJ for somebody, and they didn't end up like, I felt like they didn't look out for me the right way. Like they didn't make sure I got home or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I really had just gotten a job at Platinum. I was like trying to build, the strip clubs. They didn't try to pay well either. I had to fight through and get my respect in the game to get the dancers to tip me out, or I would go home with like no money to feed myself. You know what I'm saying? After working 8 hours. Like I've really been through some real shit with this. So I don't play about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I really sacrificed a lot to be where I am. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I'm out there, as artists that are freaking hitting on me and shit like that. And I don't know, I just like I had DJ Showtime and Zay and Ro. I had them come and pick me up, and we went and like ate with like everybody, and Jackie Wade was there, Natasha Mosley, and it was like all the girls and everything. I don't know, it's just like a normal vibe. There was nobody there that was trying to holler or just like, I don't know if that makes sense. It was just like like an actual professional vibe with like nothing weird going on. I'm not even kidding.
Hold up real quick. I just want to fill you in. So I have another guest that is coming in. He just joined the stage. Did you mind if I bring him up?
Yeah, that's fine.
We go by the name of D.Chambers. Y'all introduce yourself. He got a lot going on, and we are just gonna have a conversation.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. What's up,
Peace.
Hey, how you doing? Everything's a blessing.
Yeah. Do you want me to finish the story about Zay? About how
yes.
Okay, so I don't really, like I said, I'm not the type. I'm not the type to like expose people, but just like with anything, especially when people start talking about like Diddy and all these other guys. Listen, all these guys are like that. You know what I'm saying? The richer ones are going to be worse at it because they got the money to be. Okay. So, I'm at this house and I'm like, the lock that I had, and there's no way to lock the door. And it was like more than one artist like trying to holler at me in the house. So that was why I called them to come pick me up. And then I ended up getting myself home because the person that I went out there with, like, booked me to DJ and then didn't even make sure that I got home. There's like this other executive that was trying to get me to ride with him that I didn't know. It was just really creepy. So I was able to get myself home, but they and Ro and the team, they was like, made sure that I got back to Atlanta safe. And it was just like really, I got real respectful vibes. Like it was no like sexual harassment with that label because they doesn't accept that type of stuff. I mean, they's a Christian, so it's just like, as a single mom and stuff at the time, it was like I just really needed more of a family label type feeling, not some like place where I feel like I'm not safe and being harassed as a woman.
Peace, brother. Let me just catch him up to speed. Peace, brother. So I appreciate you for joining in. Me and her were just catching up on to when she got introduced to Zaytoven and how that whole movement came about.
Okay, that sounds good.
By Southwest, and I went out there with a bunch of people, and they paid for the equipment to go out there because they needed me to rent it. They needed to rent it from me, so they paid for the equipment. And just stuff went wrong with the people that I went out with. It was at like the whole situation that I just told you about that made me real uncomfortable. And then they came and like got me and made sure that I wasn't like around those people. If that makes sense. So I thought that was real thorough. And especially with like white girls in the industry, it's like people are like they like rub their hands together like Mr. fucking the guy from what's his name? The Simpsons, Mr. Montgomery.
You talking about Smithers?
No, is that the guy? No, Smithers.
Smithers, that's my favorite character.
Yeah. Like just like creepy billionaire, like I've got plans for you, white girl vibes, and I'm just like, hold on, fucking DJ. Like I'm here to break records. I'm actually a really talented music critic, so like that's not the type of shit, and then not the type of time that I'm on. So.
So it went bad before it went good.
Yeah. I mean. Bad before it went good. Well, it wasn't really bad because at that time it was still really good. At that time, it was just I was talking about like just how hard it was, DJing at a strip club and I'm trying to get a date, trying to like, advocate to get a
resident spot.
No, not a resident.
They booked an 8
like a base pay, like strip clubs. Some strip clubs they own some real bullshit and they try to like pay you and tip out only, like so you don't get no base pay.
Okay.
So I was dealing with that, and I was dealing with them not wanting to give me no base pay because none of the DJs were getting base pay, and the females, and then also they didn't advocate for me and they didn't enforce tip out. So I would like have to like leave sometimes and like literally not have any money to hardly eat dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like literally getting a McChicken because of shit like that. So I had to like really go through a lot and fight through to make sure that I got what I wanted. And that was why I left there and I went to Onyx because Onyx did have a tip out. They let me do my radio show there and they advocated for me. They would not let no hoe out that building without making sure that they gave me my little money. So I was able to like maneuver and hustle better there. And that's why I actually at Platinum I was maneuvering and hustling and doing the same thing with the radio show because it was the only way that I had to make money there was for the artists to come up and get interviews and get their music played and shit like that,
So being a lady DJ within the industry and working alongside the super producer that you work with, Zaytoven, is it more of an advantage being a female DJ or a disadvantage within the industry? You know
what? I have advantages for some things, but I have disadvantages for some things too because of like I don't know. I think people don't realize that I'm really a versatile DJ. They think that I only play like music that everybody acts like they don't like. They're like, yeah, we don't play that here. And then I see a video of their club and they make me play something different. I'm like, we want you to play house, which I can do. And then, I see a video of the club like 6 months later and they're in there fucking playing Migos. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? But I couldn't come in there and just play what I wanted to play, but you let other DJs, because you fail to market to people that like that music is what they did. You know what I mean?
Yes. So Chambers, peace, God. Peace. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate both of y'all, man. You know, it's been a long time coming, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, lots going on, good brother.
Yeah, yes. You know what I mean?
I want to hear about you, D.Chambers.
Oh man,
wow, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, but you know, I do a lot of good things, you know. You know, I'm 6'2", no time for the small talk. I just do a lot of good things, do a lot of good business. Artist, consultant, event planner, branding. I'm in 2 movies right now. Shout out to True Light Films, Maddie Tosca Brothers. I'm in the Pale White Horse. I'm in the Pale White Horse. Starring Gene and Julito from The Wire. And then I'm in Will You Marry Me with Gravy, Julito from The Wire. A lot of good.
Oh, that's dope.
OG 9B, Gravy as well. But the music, I got Enough Is Enough. You know, I got the record with Method Man, Benny the Butcher out, heating the streets up. I got a lot of dope music. I'm played on the radio, Tri-State.
I'm gonna add to my playlist.
Yeah, D.Chambers with a Z. I do a lot of good music, throw a lot of good shows. I have Trappers Only as one of my platforms. Trappers Only show. I created a platform that's been going on for like 6 years. I've been holding down all the underground artists that, you know, make it the radio, travel, tour. And, you know, outside of doing things I do for myself as well, you know, I just make sure I stay relevant, stay busy.
Yeah. I got you on that, man. So yeah, I mean, it's an honor. I just looked you up. It's an honor to be here. I'm getting a little BTS. So yeah, man. That's wonderful. And so that's the single that you're pushing right now. Those are all the movies that you got going on and everything.
No, that's the movie I'm in. You know, the project I'm working on right now is called Enough Is Enough. It's like what I do is like also I don't limit my sound. I do boom bap to drill rap. So I work with the young artists as well, and I work with the legends as well too. So I got best of both worlds. So that's what keeps me like with all the top DJs making noise. And on top of that, I throw one of the hottest concerts in New York City. You know, and I perform on those stages. Trappers Only show.
Oh, the Trappers Only show? Okay, that's dope. I know, that's really dope.
Yeah, so it takes all the underdogs to give, you know, it's like a safe haven for street guys that want to do music. We all learn stuff. We got different people that has different media that's involved. Shout out to Kay Warbuck. She's the publicist. Soundbite Management. Josh is my management. But I do so much by myself. I needed to make sure I always have my team on board or aware of what's the next move. Because all I did was transcend like my thoughts of a hustler into the industry, different ways to just stay on top of the game and not really complain at all. Like,
yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so I know that in Atlanta, like everybody's dying to work with all of these like huge brands all the time and everything like that. And I just noticed that like a place that I'm in, and I didn't realize it until recently, but how important it is that, you know, and I feel like you kind of do this too. It's like everybody has like, it's like entrepreneur. It's like more entrepreneurial. We're not like as corporate adjacent as some other people. It's like we are our own corporations. You know what I'm saying?
The way I see it is like when you get a certain age, you're going to make a decision in life.
Yeah.
You're going to decide is this is something you're doing full time or this is something where it's going to be on the side with a 9 to 5. So once you realize you want to lock in and do this full time, you have to create different entities of your lifestyle to survive. If you're not ready to do that, like get into fashion, get into your own shows, or maybe consulting or being a liaison or a videographer or photographer, you got to have so many multiple things where at some point they need you or they got to use you. And if you can't do neither one of those, you're not going to survive in this game. And you're going to wind up back with the 9 to 5 and because it costs to do this. So you got to be almost insane to keep doing this and watch what you do versus what major corporations do. Because if you do it good, you're going to get paid for it. If they catch wind of that, you're going to get paid more for it.
Yeah,
so that's just the mindset that I have, you know?
Yeah, and I see now the thing in Atlanta though with what they like to do with these corporations like to do, they like to come in and like hire us for vendors. But if we were to like go apply for let's say somebody hired me for a vendor or something, I talked to somebody there, I'm like, hey, you know, I've got a digital marketing degree. I've done some really, really amazing things, especially like a company like music company. I've done some really amazing things. I've been behind some really big releases for some of like the biggest songs and the rap has ever had. like Mask Off, for example. And then I guess because the song is Mask Off and they talk about Molly Percocet, it's like all of a sudden I'm not corporate enough or some shit to like work for their company or something. So that's like
no, those things happen. You gotta be mindful where you're walking. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, please
one
do.
thing the one thing I noticed, it's sad that I hear your story about like how it is in certain strip clubs out there. One thing I noticed about ATL, every artist get their money that they asking for. That's what I just see from the South. I think a lot of New York artists, sometimes we compromise our worth. We hustle hard, but we compromise. We don't learn our value till later. Some of us do. Like some of us get handheld. Some of us got to learn this on our own. I'm one of those who had to, learn as I go. And, I had good management. I have good thinkers around me. And it wasn't like a negative step back. But one thing about New York is you could do something every day. And it don't really require too much thinking if you're a hustler. If you got the right resources, you can do it like that. I don't know how it is for the South. Because I would think everything is spread out, but everybody's at the strip club. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. It's easy here. As long as you got transportation, I don't know. You got to see in Atlanta, you got to really be kind of like in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm able to do a lot of the things that I'm able to do because I own the property that I live in through through my family and stuff like that. And it's been in the family for like 30 years. So it's like,
okay,
I don't have to
that's a good head start.
Worry about the same kind of like astronomical things that they would. I was lucky enough to be able to I've had all kinds of cars in my life, but like right before COVID when I was about to get a new car, my father-in-law, he had a 2001 Tacoma and I like completely restored it and put rims on it. And now I don't have a car payment. It gets great gas and I don't have to worry about no AI taking it over. I don't have to worry about no keyless entry, push start, if no computer. Like I can fix my damn car on some real survival shit if I need to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like kind of on like a different mindset here in Atlanta because like, I don't know, it's like just like New York, like the shit can get weird. So, I just try to make sure that I have a life that I can sustain because I see so many people, especially getting them like tax numbers and like, scamming and doing fraud to get these houses. Like, yeah, okay, we're in this nice ass condo that you have, but you moved out of that like 4 years ago, and I'm still living in the same place. So who's really winning? You know what I'm saying?
So, like, shout out to DJ Alpo. He's from Coney Island. I think he's out there in ATL too. Is with DJ Alpo. That's my guy. He found a way out there, and he's been. You see what I'm saying? He believed in himself, and that's what I'm saying. He never came back. So obviously, something good must have happened.
Oh, there's a lot good. There's definitely a lot good. Like I said, it's very easy to Atlanta's like a big little city. It's like easy to like cultivate here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could grow a garden in my backyard if I needed to, if that makes sense. Like, when you set up, it's like, it's easy to have like your own little haven. You get like more land than just like, a brownstone or something like where my family lives in Philly with half stairs. You know what I'm saying? So.
You far from Buckhead, like downtown?
I live in Decatur, honey. I live in the 6th. Yeah.
She laughed about it.
Yeah, like where I'm at right there, freaking Doughboy. They filmed one of their videos out there. I think they did the Stiff Arm video and Glock Tarantino. They had like four-wheelers out there and stuff. So there's like a lot of different stuff to do out here. But it's also where I live. It's also like half gentrified. Okay. So it's like a little weird at the same time sometimes too. I have to stay up next door. That's for sure.
Yeah, like I said, like I don't know how the system goes out there, but I think like to go to the strip club, you got to go there with money and a dream, right? That's what it is. So what happens if you don't have money?
If you don't have money, well, a lot of people come when they don't have money. Honestly, when I go to the strip, okay, I'm gonna tell you what you do. Okay, first of all, you don't go to Magic City. Okay, you go to fucking.
I'm not talking for me. I'm just talking to the average
market. Or you go somewhere where it's only $10 to get in, or they might have $5 dances that night. You know what I'm saying? You go to.
You're putting on game.
You used to be Blue Flame, but really Blue Flame be taxing now. So I would really say pinups. That's another place that I might go. Really, I enjoy strokers. Like if I'm only trying to spend a little bit of money, I'm not trying to spend like God's way too much money. We go to strokers. They got food next door. You know, so that's what you do. We have like budget strip clubs, but they're still breaking records.
So that where were the guys that need to be there? Where's that? Like the, not just the rappers. I'm talking about the investors, the good guys.
That's on the east side. I would say definitely on the east side of things. Yeah, definitely on the east side of things for sure. I wouldn't say KOD because KOD they be trying to turn your arm and a leg.
You see, like my guy. You see how the difference is. You see how many clubs we have to go to, lounges, events. They just go to one setting. Like we go to like.
Yeah, we got all that now to lounges, events, and everything.
No, but I'm just talking about the most effective. From what I always hear is out of the strip club.
Yeah.
See, like in New York, the mindset.
There's a reason
to
why.
me, in New York, the mindset is to throw your own event and everybody comes to you. Like, strip clubs are there. Shout out to all the strip clubs. Shout out to Atlantis. Shout out to Foxy. Shout out to Sweets. Shout out to Starlets.
I've been Starlets. I love Starlets.
Yeah, shout out to Club Diamond. They, I know. Shout out to East New York Snoopy be asking me to come out there, but me personally, at this age, strip clubs is the last things I'm thinking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I go with the artist. If I'm doing a press run with an artist with a budget that's trying to like perform and do stuff like that, I'll do a little run like that. But or if I have somebody, and that's the other thing too. It's like if somebody paid me to spin their record, I might take it around to some strip clubs and get it played too.
No, but that's how I came up though. I came up in the strip club. That's why I'm talking about like working the records and how is it like, outside of you, like the DJs are receptive to artists out there. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the DJs that show love and break records. But
DJs
they say
are very receptive to artists. Certain DJs are. Of course, there's some that really don't understand that part of the game yet. I didn't even understand that part of the game till like 2013. That, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like I was on some other shit before I was on the event shit, just like everybody, all of those other people were,
Yeah, since like 2016, I started in a strip club called Trap House. And then used to have all the DJs from High 97 in there. And eventually, like I used to bring so much people there and throw money and stuff. The guy was like, yo, you creating all these single releases, nothing be going on from 7 to about 12 before the girls walk in, like really. And that's how I created that open market for that.
Yeah,
for artists. So by the time the girls come in, it's already packed.
Yeah.
The show's about to wrap up. It's a no-brainer. So
yeah, the biggest party, honestly, the biggest day party Onyx ever had, me and Rose threw. It was a Who Got the Sauce. It was during A3C. Trouble was up in there. Wallow, rest in peace, Wallow. AR Ab performed. Play a Fly performed and like freestyle in the booth for like 10 minutes. And there was a lot of artists there. That was just a few of the artists.
What sound you tuned in with?
Sound?
That you like?
Oh, what are you talking about as far as artists go?
No, as far as music, what type of sound of music?
I like everything. Boom bap rapper just won my music review. It just depends on my mood. Like, okay, like for example, today when I pull up to the school to pick my son up, and I know that them kids be messing with him because he's mixed and he's lighter than them. I pull up playing some YTB Fat. Get Back. You know that record? That Get Back motherfucker. My kid, he's about to be 14, so he got in the car. He's like, Mom, thank you so much. He was like, when he got in the car after he closed the door, because it was like, I don't know, like I do that so just to make him look tough. Like you're not gonna, mess with my baby like that. You know what I mean?
So Atlanta's hard out there. I hear.
When I pull up, like, and I be looking at the kids like. So funny. He got his guapi stolen, and then somebody stole his glasses.
So, Chambers.
What's going on, man?
Right to the morning. Like you got an untold list of bangers. You know what I mean? And like I said, I tapped in with you way back. You know what I mean? We did great business. You know what I mean? I got some projects I'm working on. I got you in mind just because how successful and easy the business was to conduct with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Passionate brother. You get what I'm saying? So I just gravitate to positive energy. You know what I mean? So
I appreciate that, man. You know, shout out Benny the Butcher for getting on that record Flights in the Morning. Yeah, I got the record. You can check that out on YouTube, Flights in the Morning. Then I got Rap with a Legend with Method Man. That's, you know what I mean, that's doing numbers too.
Yes.
I got Wintertime. Yeah, shout out to Nims. We got that song Foxy with my homie T.O.G. Killer. Me and T.O.G. Killer was working on the project. That's the young homies. Trending topics. That's dope. Like, you know, I know how to blend sounds. So I just put out Wintertime, produced by Cass, the producer, and I'm actually in the studio in the cut part of the room. You know, I came out to do this interview with y'all. And I'm working on a project right now. Enough is enough. You know, a lot's going on. You know, now's the best time for me to put music out.
Yeah.
Where the one-on-ones at?
Okay, so
where the one-on-ones at? I seen the gift.
I don't know. It's just like it just
I seen the gift from 5 Mics and Marbury. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I got a pair of those too, man. Shout out to
you know what I mean?
to Stephon Marbury. You know, I'm from Coney Island, last stop in New York. Shout out to Bashy Telfair as well. Shout out to all the NBA players, Lance Stevenson, Norman Richardson. You know, the list goes on. Yeah, I got a pair. Mine's I got to break out when the sun outside. That's just how I feel. Shout out to Stephon Marbury.
Stuff because I do fuck with that. You know, the last few months of 2023, I was like really heavy into like all my old classics and doing a lot of classic sets because I was Dinko D's DJ in the 2000s. Like I went on tour with him, so he did his own private 50th celebration, and so I DJ'd for him. But then I had to like go work on my mix show the next day, so it was like all the good stuff, and then I had to like change my brain and go to all like the brand new shit, like the whole like, you know, let me see, and all that type of shit. It was like, it was challenging, but I like make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's fun though? I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking where this movie direction is going, like being an actor as well. And I'm a good writer. I went to John Dewey High School, the same school as Spike Lee. So like to know I could put these things together. That's why music is fun. But like I like just acting part of the chapter 2, remembering words, meeting new people, challenging myself. And I just think like, and even with like everybody parties and whatever, but at least with the acting, you could be a little more reserved and still be a star without the antics. You know what I'm saying? I don't see antics. I don't see actors dissing people often. They are. There's a lot of things going on. It's a Cat Williams effect going viral. but I don't see actors acting out too much. Right. Outside of Will Smith and Slap. You know what I mean? I don't really see it too often.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Keep doing it and they're keeping it going.
How often do you see directors? Let this be like when?
So like, how do you?
The end of the movie. The end of the movie.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you like pivot through each part of your day if you have like different things to do? Do you like as far as like time management?
Everything is all calculated and planned out ahead of time. You know, shout out to my management as well. If it ain't like, I'll pick days. Like Monday, I'll say Monday, I'll go to the studio early to get it done. Tuesday might be the days where I set up most of my interviews or something. Wednesday, I'm probably, either Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm popping out to events. Unless like an opportunity comes or something I'm throwing, like far as like shows, or I'm probably supporting somebody else's event, I weigh out what I go to. And now I'm also, shout out to Fan Maya, I'm also like a Barclays Center, you know, for the VIP suites. I do Fan Maya where I have an entourage online. I have an entourage online where I give them that Barclays Center experience in the suites, watching over the game. So we took it, you know, I'm just thinking of different ways on how to add more value to myself, and that's how I map out my day, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times, idle time, you just find yourself posting and eventually subbing.
Yeah. That's seriously like I know with my day, in the morning is when I do anything that I got to do on the computer, and I answer all messages, and I set the intention for the day with that money's coming to my inbox. Mickey Fax said something last time that I was at a panel that he spoke at, and he was like, your Instagram is your storefront. Like, what are you doing if you're not selling shit on your Instagram or selling your brand or product or whatever it is that you sell, you know?
Right. Instagram is the new website. People don't want to believe it, but it is. This is like, it's a one-stop shop today. That's how I see it. But what you also put out there is the perception, you know, you stay busy, that's the perception you're going to have. the crazy thing is that this is also the platform people exaggerate.
Mm-hmm.
People open doors to steal ideas. The list keeps going on. But you got to be the hustler to constantly keep reinventing yourself until somebody wants to invest into what you're talking about. That's how I just see what's going on these days. If they ain't investing in what you're talking about, then you're creating things for them to buy into.
Yeah, you got to just keep creating things. And it's risky too, because I can't even tell you how many different things that I done invested a lot of money into, and and then ended up shutting it down. And that Gary Vee will talk a lot about that too, about how much failure you got to really go to get the right idea. You thought you was going to get money to back this or a film or anything. It could be a song.
You know what's one thing I noticed? Like most people that when they get in this game, they master what they know in the town that they mastered, but that is the point where you have to leave. It's the craziest thing ever. So when you, like me personally, I know I'm guilty of not leaving unless I knew something was there for me. Like I'm not gonna just go because it's nice out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go on somebody's word. Like, yeah, this is the place to go, and everybody needs stars. If I don't have nothing to do there, I'm not going there. Like, and that's just been my attitude. Do I go to a lot of states? Yes, I've been to a lot of states in the U.S. But should I have been a lot of more places frequently? Yes, I should have had different targeted places. But these are things like far as business that I'm taking it to. So even if it ain't just the music, it could be the events that I'm gonna bring and create platforms and have a whole new following and keep building the following. Because that's what it is. If you have not conformed to mainstream. You gotta tackle new land once you master one part of, you gotta build a lot of empires and relationships in other places.
And you know what? Even in the 2000s, what we considered like
this is Cover. This is one of the main producers. This is my guy.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Cover,
what's up, my guys?
Peace.
So,
Blessing.
Clean and Dirty. You see, we hear his production all over Hot 97.
I want to hear it. I want to hear
This
it.
DJ, rootsqueen.
What's up? How you doing?
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
Peace. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I'm good. I was just saying that.
He in the studio working.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's definitely the same. I forgot what I was gonna say about that. So let's just move on. I was gonna say something about what you just said.
That's my guy, Cover.
All right, God.
Oh, okay. About traveling and things like that, and adding value. That was one of I forgot to add that. That was the thing that I did that added value to Zaytoven is that I taught him how to DJ, and he made a lot of money.
Wow.
And it was a really, really humbling experience for me. Like, you think you really popping. Everybody thinks they're so freaking popping and popular, but the main reason that I'm humble is because I actually work and deal with a celebrity every day and answer the phone and run a freaking whole marketing company that helps run his Instagram. So with that being said, it's like I understand what motion for an actual celebrity is like, and I'm not famous. Like, I would never say that. So, but with that being said, like, it hurt me that the bookings weren't for me because I was the one that had worked so hard to be booked to be on these festivals, and there were other DJs with less accolades than me getting on the festival, but I've got to go, freaking pretend like, what Zay's doing out there is his, and it's like I pulled that idea, and I might have I tailored the whole and crafted the whole thing, and it's like,
it's all on timing. It's all on timing because the one thing, like, see, me as a New Yorker, that's what I'll be selling, and I'll be hustling that. That's just it. As a New Yorker, I'll just be selling that. Yeah, I work with Zay, like, because sometimes they don't catch on till they catch on. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. He did something that shakes the ground. So people always gonna go for the immediate, but then you gotta use that as an umbrella to sell. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of us.
That's the name of the game. That's what I be trying to tell people. I was like, don't come around here thinking that you're going to get a steady paycheck from a lot of these people, especially as a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get some.
What is the going rate for a DJ in Atlanta, like an average person? What's the going rate?
Okay, so let me tell you what's going on in Atlanta right now. So, a lot of like the bigger DJs, we don't DJ in no clubs here. So, like, if I DJ, I'll DJ when Cheetah calls. Shit like that, you know what I'm saying? They do call me sometimes, and they pay well.
What's the going rate?
Not at Cheetah is 1,000, but the going rate for Atlanta for all night, 10 to 3, club DJ, like $150 to $200. That's what they taking out here.
That's about what they do in New York, but not in the morning though. They'll probably do like 10 to like 1, and then the real guys come on. Like, not saying that real guys, you know.
Yeah, I know
The
what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know, but the next shift, like
some are 150, some are 200.
Friggin',
because
you know,
the main guy always getting 1,000 or 1,500. Always.
Yeah,
and that's what's wild. And that's what's wild.
I'm main guy price. So, like, for example, like
my bad. The main guys get like 4,000 to 10.
Okay, so for example, like the reason why I'm not out in these clubs all the time, when I go, trust me, I got paid. Like I DJ at 11:45 sometimes. The last time I DJed there, they paid me $500. I DJed for about 30 minutes. But see, I have booked Asian doll there. So you know, I was in a section we handled her, made sure she got into the club and everything like that. And I was supposed to DJ for like 2 hours. And the other DJs and promoters were so aggy that like I was on and not them. That they wanted the glory so bad that Junie came over and was like, Roots, yeah, I'm sorry today. And my management is like, don't even let it bother you. Just go sit down in the section. Asian doll's gonna be here anyways. You're gonna be a boss all night. So I had to like deal with like all kinds of fucked up. And what's crazy is that DJ that got on, I probably got paid like he probably might have not even got paid. He probably got like $150 or whatever to do what he was doing. And
yo, listen, $150 a day is almost like it's like a job. It's like $600 at the end of the week. If you get booked every day, you gotta hustle.
Yeah, but it's true. But like the thing about it though is that they're also treating us like shit. And when
can I say something to you?
150, and I'm just saying, like when it's 150 a day and they're not covering your parking.
Yo, see, with the DJ, man, it's crazy, bro, because and niggas will promise you something else and slide.
Yo, can I just say this? It's 2024, right? We all could agree to that, right?
Mm-hmm. My DJ price is $650 and up. Period.
Yo, look, in today's climate, let's just say D.Chambers. I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
My new thing is DJing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I go get the laptop. I learn the Serato. I post a few things on the gram. Throw my own parties. I'm booking myself. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like, so as a DJ, they book you based on what you could bring to the crowd. Because to them, they got the club. They making you hot. That's how the club feels.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might have to reverse it. And on top of that, I'm giving game to everybody. Like if that was my idea, I'll be DJing my own parties to where I'm the place to be at and I'm making it hot. So that's one. And the other thing is, shout out to the DJs that create playlists. Artists want to get on the playlist. They want to be heard. You could go live on your own channel, build your own fan base, and create your weekly fan base, and artists will tune in and be like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie, she support me. I'm pulling up," and they could donate and they could make money.
Why would I go hassle with the club when I can do stuff like that? You see what I'm saying? Like
that. I just gave out in Gilly words $1 million worth of game to anybody. Yeah.
That's the type of shit
If I go right now and be like, "Yo, I'm playing artist music and I'm baiting it,"
they're
coming.
Like, where do you guys post your mixes at? I can't post my mix anywhere. I can't go live anywhere. Everything gets flagged. And I'm like, I have my own app.
If you playing new music, it won't get flagged.
No, listen.
Yeah, new music is good.
That's why I have my own app, and I pay for the license to like the radio station license, Rugo Radio app. So all my mixes and everything I do, I have a platform for it on the app store.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's like when I'm thinking of a DJ now, because like the other thing is you gotta, if you want to take it to the next level, you gotta be on FM radio or like Shade.
I'm on Sirius. I'm on Sirius.
Yeah, you're okay. What time you on Sirius?
Okay, so actually I gotta talk. Last year I was every last Saturday at 7. You know, I'm on the ride with Nina 9. That's the shows that I'm on.
Shout out to Infamous Amadeus. Shout out to Lord Sid. Shout out to Torre.
I just met Infamous Amadeus today, as a matter of fact. Through my friend of mine, so that's crazy.
Shout out to Amadeus. I did his cipher.
Okay. So yeah, you know, when she does the DJ, to make sure that she shows me some love to the point to where I can put that shit in my bio. And she sent a text. She's real busy working with the podcast for Too Short, and she said, you know, we need to get on the phone as soon as possible so we can discuss the schedule for 2024. And I know she wants me to go to the radio room, so I'm just gonna fuck with my girl Nina and see if I figure out what it is that I can do for her. Really, I'm sitting here like, really, what can I do for her? Every time I But you know what? The reason why she offered the show to me was because when I first did the mix show, I was like, I sent her a Young Scooter drop. This is my new single on Sirius XM, because I know his manager, and Scooter sent it right away, you know? So
now, is there a base where the station is at out there?
yeah, I'm in it right now.
Huh?
I'm in my base right now. I do my podcast from there. We did Nitty Beats last night.
Okay, that's fire. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know it seems like I'm interviewing you and shit. You
No,
know what I
I'm
mean?
interviewing you. I'm asking you advice.
Nah, I be having no time for the small talk. Cause like me, I like information. So me, you're in another state.
You would like it. You would really like it here. Last time I was in New York, I had a really good time. I was at Superstar J's studio with Gray Rizzy.
Shout out to Superstar J.
And I had a really, really good time. Like y'all was like literally on the same exact type of shit that we're on. It's just like a different city. And that's what I'm saying. I'm from Tampa, Florida. Like I might be in the South, but I'm like East Coast. I'm not really like South, if that makes sense.
You know what? Shout out to South Carolina, because the little time I was in South Carolina helped me understand the South.
They got an East Coast vibe too there, though, too. But
So,
at Yankee Stadium, so we love that man there. You know what I mean?
The ones that like New York music is the ones that migrated down there. Like,
yeah. I them. So, and they put
them
me on
kids who are born Floridian or what, they're not bumping New York music.
Yeah, well, I was born in Florida, but I was still bumping New York music. But I was different though. Like
there's a wave of it, but
I know what it was. It was just because of the neighborhood that I lived in. I didn't live in the ghetto or anything, but I did live in like a mobile home, like acres. So it was like.
This is why I also fuck with the South too, because they'll still book Boozy and give him his high price, that he's asking. They'll still book Jeezy. They'll still book Gucci Man, and the price is not changing. New York, that you getting $500. If they don't see nothing that's shaking the room, and if you got a name, they'll give you $1,000 in the bottle. Like they'll pay like the Fab and up the top dollars, like the Jim Jones top dollars. Yeah, but like if you C plus, B minus, they're not trying to give you nothing.
As far as popularity, not even still.
And it's crazy because
not too much.
Yeah, so where I grew up at,
you bring the people back in the club.
Where I grew up at, like I said, I can't say that it was a hood because it was not. So it was two different places I grew up at. It was like, it's called Boyette Acres. It's like a shithole, okay? But my neighbors was like, Puerto Rican. We had Jamaicans in the neighborhood and stuff like that. We had rednecks. So I was around a lot of different types of people. And my Puerto Rican friend, his dad was like the weed dealer, and they lived across the street. So I'm like 14, like going over there, and he's like, they're Puerto Ricans, so they're like playing the drums, and they got parrots everywhere, and we're like listening to hip hop and stuff like that. So I was like,
she said parrots
like a lot of different type of shit, and growing up around Jamaicans and shit like that, I just was also bussed into the hood for a part of my life. And I can remember my mom, she used to think it was so funny, and she used to be like, do that thing where you do your head and you act black. And I'm like, do what? I was like, nobody's doing that or acting black. I'm literally in second grade, and I am bussed across town to a school, and I'm around like, inner city kids. So, and we're all talking to each other. And when you're like one of the only white people there, you're going to like kind of pick up some of those mannerisms from other children. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that they do that anymore. Obviously, I don't know what floor to be on. I got to look into that initiative and why they did that. Like back in the day, I think it was a good thing. I'm really thankful that I got to have that experience, because a lot of people in Florida, especially now, don't have that experience, and they like look really, really crazy on the news talking about Florida man did this and Florida man did that and racist shit.
I mean, shout out to Florida. Coming outside to an alligator is crazy. Spiders is crazy. Like
it's I haven't lived there since 2001.
No, but every state got their animal or something that's like that could take you out. But I was gonna say this because I know that I gotta get back in the studio. I definitely had great convo with y'all. DJ rootsqueen, I'm definitely gonna hit you up on Instagram. You on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I already followed you.
Yeah, I want to get some music out there in the air, and we probably could barter that service to where
I love bartering.
Get that system going. Yeah, I love the barter.
Y'all locked in.
If I'm up and we go to the strip club, and if I'm up, like it's on. Like we tipping bitches, we getting dances, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
He got something major get ready to happen. What is it, next week? Leaves of the Tri-State Conference.
If everybody tuned in, you know what I mean, make sure you come out to leaders of the tri-state going down at SOBs in New York City. We got the best of the best, you know, the chosen from each borough. Some people, we got the tastemakers, the openers, the taste of the tri-state. And we got all 5 boroughs and people outside of New York. It's going down. I'm coming in there with that energy.
I got something I can do for you on January 30th. If you want to do it, you can. Will you be a special guest on my IG Live music review? I'm gonna tell you who the past special guests are, and that means at the end of the review we play a real hip hop record. And as an artist, I'll do it because I want the artist in the comments. You know, it helps with my engagement and everything, and gets your record played to my audience. But I think Razkaz did it.
Shout out to Razkaz.
Yeah, he did it. I had Freeway did it because DJ Alamo. I brought DJ Alamo on as a special guest. So Freeway and then Dinko D, of course. So, you know,
right.
I don't know, Tony stands.
What I would say was, I'm always gonna say, yeah. I would just say, like, once we hang up, I'm gonna give the info to my man so he put it in the calendar and make sure, just like how he had to remind me to get on this thing right here.
I got you. I'm still in the process of getting the marketing materials together. Okay. So I have like an exact time and for you, that you log on, because the guests, I don't make them like sit through the music review, even though they will go on and check it out periodically, but you don't have to be on there till we're like going to do the review and be in the conference.
Trust me, if we create that New York, the ATL playlist, and you actually doing something out there, you see how I'm hustling? This is what I try to tell you. This is what I do. You know what I mean? Rap is therapeutic, but I love the business. But yo, I'm about to get out of here. Make sure y'all tap in, follow me, D.chambers, DChamberz. Morris Chestnut of this rap thing. Look out for me in these new movies. And Sour Hour, you already know what's going on, man.
Hello, brother. Appreciate you, baby.
Well, all right. Yeah, I love him.
That was that was DChamberz, Coney Island. You know what I mean? Doing it heavy in the rap game right now. You know what I mean? He got a huge event. Leaders of the tri-state. That's going down on the 26th, I believe. So, you know, I've been tapped in with that brother for a little while now. Watch his consistency, his grind, you know what I mean? And like I said, I just gravitate to positivity, you know what I mean? So, like yourself, you know what I mean? I appreciate everything you're doing out there for the culture. I'm watching. I'm a fan first. Anywhere if I could be of some support, you already know you got my email, got my info, reach out. I appreciate you for tuning in with us today. And if whenever you need, just let me know. Next time I'm down that way, I reach out. We probably, you know what I mean, bounce around a little bit.
All right, let's do it. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, baby. Peace.
Okay, peace.
There you have it, people. Another edition of TheSourHourPodcast, brought to you by Killer Sounds, IG Mixtape Series. Next week, we got dance floor artist, Macadamia. She'll be up here talking her ish, you know what I mean? She got something new on that rhythm, Dutty. What is it? The Dutty rhythm. So, you know what I mean? Y'all tune in, man. I appreciate everybody for supporting. Let's keep rocking. Peace.